Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is Wednesday, the 4th day of October. It's National Truckers Appreciation Day. 10-4 day. See what I'm doing?
I
Different-
see.
National Golf Lovers Day, National Taco Day, National Vodka Day. Those two things, do they go well together? Cinnamon Roll Day. Boy, all three. You got dessert and everything. Improve Your Office Day. International Toot Your Flute Day. Ship in a Bottle Day. I've seen people build those where they build a ship inside of a bottle. That is, I didn't know there was a day for it, but that is quite the skill. And World Animal Day. All of those things happening. And I tried to line up an animal for a guest. I couldn't get an animal, but I got two comedians instead. Trae Crowder and Corey Ryan Forrester.
That's kind of the same thing.
They're pretty wild. They've been out on tour for a while together, and they've got a book called Here and Over Yonder. And I'm excited to chat with these two wild and crazy guys coming up in just a little bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Number of people who are living to at least 100 years old has doubled over the last decade. Many old-timers credit their longevity, at least partly, to their positive attitude. But not so fast as the psychology expert David Watson, former professor of personality psychology at the University of Notre Dame, and an all-around Grinch, apparently, says the effect of being positive is overstated. So he's like, yeah. He says probably because these people with high degrees of conscientiousness are better at taking care of themselves. And the positivity is just part of that, according to him. He says these conscientious people tend to drink alcohol in moderation. They eat a more balanced diet. And he says also, according to him, conscientious people don't do stupid things, so they have lower rates of accidents.
But they also don't have as much fun. So, you know.
This guy sounds like a ton of fun.
And maybe they
doesn't
aren't
he?
necessarily living longer. It just feels like they are.
All right, Dr. Smarty Pants. Thanks for that input. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that scientists say the thing you might hate the most about a tall glass of beer is the thing that makes it taste so great? This is just somebody coming up with an excuse to drink beer and get paid for it.
I think so.
A paper published in the Journal of American Society of Brewing Chemists found that a beer's foam makes it doubly aromatic, therefore making it more delicious. The bubble-bursting Japanese study concluded that the bubbles in beer hold the flavor compounds in, and when a bubble bursts, the flavor is released into the air right into your nose.
Well, there you go.
So they're going, the reason that you like beer so much is right under your nose. It's the foam on the top. So is that something that has ever, like, when you're drinking beer, does that bother you or does that not bother you? Or
If there's too much foam, it bothers me.
yeah, but I don't know that there's anybody out there going, I will not drink beer ever again because of that foam. I don't know. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. I'm completely confused about this story. Suits actor Patrick J. Adams apologized for sharing behind-the-scenes photo of Meghan Markle on social media during the strike. So he shared a photo that somehow he said it was an embarrassing oversight, and he's incredibly sorry, and he thanked those who gently and swiftly corrected him. So he couldn't even share a photo because she was dressed as a character from the show. Okay. I don't understand how...
I don't understand any of this.
And I don't know. We'll move to the next story. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not forgetting his past. He shared candid Instagram video message with fans after a follower asked him to explain the benefits and drawbacks of fame. So he went through and kind of explained it. I've got a link to it if you'd like to see it. And Kevin Bacon, I think he seems neat. His farm came with a spooky stipulation. On a recent episode of a program he was on, Bacon recounted the creepy story of some farmland property that he purchased in 1983. The Footloose Star had been buying parcels of land in the area. The owner refused to sell this land because of an abandoned house. So during the interview, he said the guy told him, "I can't sell you the house because it's haunted. I'm afraid you'll get possessed and do some serious damage." Bacon said they finally came to an agreement, and in the contract, he had to tear the house down within a month of purchasing.
Oh, my goodness.
So there you go.
That's interesting.
I like Kevin Bacon even more now. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. The music industry chart standard bearer Billboard. Have you ever heard of Billboard before? We've all heard of Billboard.
Yes, of course.
Well, they're now publishing a weekly music chart of songs heard on TikTok. The new TikTok Billboard Top 50 was announced recently. It's a weekly ranking of the most popular songs on TikTok in the United States based on creations, video views, and user engagement. So you ready to hear some of these?
Yes, please.
So let's see. There's one called I Remember Everything by Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves. Number 4, Go. And there's a whole long list of people who that one's from. 3 is August by Taylor Swift. 2, Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat. And the number 1 song on TikTok, I don't know how to say it, on their first Billboard chart is Ski Yee by Sexy Red. So there you go. Does that just sound funny to even say that?
You know what? It really does. But can you imagine the same type of list from back when we were
I know. Yeah.
Kids?
Our
I mean,
parents would be laughing at that.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly.
They're like, what is this Twisted Sister stuff?
And Quiet Riot and
Right.
Poison.
Adidas has some new running shoes. They were worn by Ethiopia's women's marathon record winner. Anyway, they went on sale with a pretty big price tag. So I'm going to tell you what this is. Adidas is rivaling Nike and other sports brands locked in a super shoe war since the first running shoe contained a thick, shock-absorbing foam and carbon fiber plate to help athletes run more efficiently. They were released years ago. Anyway, $500 a pair. So the D0 Adios Pro Evo 1 costs $225 more than Nike's equivalent Alpha Fly 2, raising the question, how many amateur runners would be willing to go the distance on a price like that?
Holy cow.
I'm going to continue to not wear those. There we go. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to talk with not one, but two very funny guys, Trae Crowder and Corey Ryan Forrester, a couple of stand-up comics, but they're also now a couple of authors. They got a new book, Round Here and Over Yonder, a front porch travel guide by two progressive hillbillies. Yes, that's a thing. And we've got them on the line right now. I've got a copy of this book right here. Let's start with Trae. How long have you known Corey, and are you smarter than him?
About 12 years, and yes, by a lot. But it's funny because I can't think of a word right now.
Yeah.
I told you I was smarter than him. So, yeah. He's got his own upsides, too. You know,
right.
He's much better at other things than I am.
So, Corey, my question for you, who's better looking, you or Trae?
I mean, it really just depends on what you're going for. Like, I genuinely think that Trae is more like classically handsome for sure. He's definitely got a better jawline than me. He's got absolutely illustrious hair. I mean, it's fantastic. He has eyes that I'm told and believe that you can get lost in. No, he's a very handsome fellow. But I mean, you know, if you're going for your more like boy next door, cute little, this would make my parents mad if I did it kind of romance, then I think I'm your guy. But it really just depends. You know, Trae is probably more statuesque, but I'm more like, some people are into the cherubic type. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Well, I thought I would just cause a little strife right off the bat here to kind of get you guys, ready for the interview.
See, I killed Trae with kindness. He called me an idiot, and then I called him handsome.
I know.
That's my upside, is that I'm nice.
I didn't call you an idiot. It's more about just, how smart you know that I think I am myself.
Yeah, sure.
I think you are.
Okay.
So the book, Round Here and Over Yonder, it's available right now. We'll start over here now with Trae. So tell me about the book. Where did the idea come from for the two of you guys to work together, first of all, and to put a book together?
We've worked on a book together before in the past. In 2016, we do stand up all around the country together. We've known each other for years. This one specifically, though, the truth is, during the pandemic, Corey over there went viral with some clips, and some people started, asking him around, like, hey, what do you think about writing a book? And then they found out that me and him do stuff together, and I got brought on board. And so it all came together very organically. As far as the subject matter, like I said, we've toured the country doing stand-up for, year 7 now. So as far as subject matter goes, that also seems pretty obvious. Let's do a travel guide, because that's what we do, is travel, write what you know.
Nice.
That's what they say.
And Corey, you guys do stand-up comedy. You guys work together. How do you decide who goes first and who goes second? You guys kind of trade back and forth on that, or is there always like, this is the way, always the way?
I usually go first. I mean, especially, when we started touring, I mean, it's all, we owe all of our stand-up success to Trae, so there was never a question as to whether or not Trae was going to be headlining or not. And then we toured with Drew, and I just make more sense as an opening comedian. I grew up in clubs, doing MC work. I'm a jovial fella. I'm the face you want to put forward to say, hey, we're starting this show on a positive note, because Drew, he can be a little tense. He's hilarious, but I always wanted to go first. It made me a better comedian too, going up cold and whatnot.
I love that. And now, do you guys do stand-up comedy like full time? Is this what both of you do for your quote unquote real job?
Yeah, Trae's touring really heavily right now, but all of our money for the past 7 years has come from stand-up, or at least something in the industry. I've been doing stand-up for 20 years, but only successful for these past 7. But yeah, we are full-time entertainers.
I love that. And now the book, Round Here and Over Yonder. I'm assuming when you're out doing shows, you'll sell them at shows, but people don't have to just get them at a show. They can buy these online and at like bookstores and stuff, right?
That is correct. Yeah, you can get it anywhere that you get books, or anywhere you get audio books. If you're enjoying our voices right now, which, I mean, who don't? They don't sound stupid at all. Then you can hear us read it on Audible and Apple Books and all that stuff. But if you bought it at an indie bookstore, that would tickle us even more, in my opinion.
I like that. And you don't have to read this all in one sitting. You can do a little bit at a time.
It's sort of episodic. I mean, I feel like there's a running theme through it, but it's a collection of essays. So, like, if you do want to skip forward, like, the back of the book is us going to the UK, and I assume some people are more interested in that. So, like, you could totally just skip to the back of it, pick up where you left off, whatever. It's great for people with no attention span whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Me.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I think
guys,
it's most people.
thank you so much for taking the time to chat. It looks like a whole lot of fun. I just started on it, so I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it here. Round Here and Over Yonder. Trae and Corey, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, John.
I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
When you exercise, the burned fat metabolizes to become carbon dioxide, water, and energy. That means you literally exhale the fat you lose. There it is.
That's cool.
So if you hear me going a lot, that's just me trying to get some fat out of me. I wonder how many of those I have to do every day. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cats lose almost as much fluid through grooming as they do through urination.
Really?
All that licking they do. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Lion King will forever hold the record of the best-selling VHS of all time. How many copies do you think it sold, Heidi?
I have no idea.
Over 50 million VHS
Woo!
tapes. And I think our son has about 1 million of those.
I wouldn't say forever. VHS could make a comeback.
You think there's going to be a major comeback?
Oh, there's going to be a
VHS
comeback.
market? Our son has a lot of VHS tapes. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
During the entire run of Gilligan's Island, it was never revealed if Gilligan was his first name or his last name.
Oh.
So, although I read somewhere that it was Willie Gilligan, but it was never on the show.
Okay.
All right. Several fun facts. Now you know.
Of course you did.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. 23% of adults admit that they have taken a nap here. Where is it? 23% of adults. No, thank goodness it wasn't that. I hope it's not that high. 23% of the adults admit they've taken a nap at their doctor's office. Sitting in that you're in that little room waiting all by yourself, getting all cozy.
Wow.
And then they always knock on the door before they come in. They say that's to make sure that you're decent. It's really to make sure you're awake. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Costco has released a Monopoly game inspired by the Warehouse store, and there's no membership required.
Oh, wow.
The classic Monopoly game has been revamped to give gamers the full Costco experience, where classic game board pieces have been replaced with Costco faves like a $1.50 hot dog combo, pizza slice,
I love that so
and
much.
jumbo shopping cart. Chance and community chest cards have been relabeled Gold Star and Executive Membership cards. And the game board features artwork of a busy Costco store. Properties like Boardwalk, Broadway, and Park Place are replaced with warehouse locations from the store worldwide. And the famous Go to Jail board space appears as, you guessed it, Costco Travel. So I think that just seems weird.
I wonder how that's going to sell.
I don't know. There's some people that are going to get it. You know, a friend of ours who works at Costco will definitely get one. I'm sure he will. They'll be like, you guys want to come
That's
over
probably
for
going to be
game
their
night?
Christmas present this year. We
All
couldn't
right.
unload these, so hey, everybody on
There you
staff
go.
gets a
Weird
Costco
news
game.
brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. 50 years ago, think about this, 50 years ago, 1973, the world population was 3.9 billion. It's higher than that now. Average life expectancy was 71.4 years in the United States. It's 76.4 now. 73.2 in Canada. Now that's 83 in Canada. Average annual income in the USA was $12,900 in 1973. That was the average. Minimum wage in the USA was $1.60 an hour in 1973. Highest rated TV shows in 1973, All in the Family, The Waltons, Sanford and Son, MASH, and Hawaii Five-0. Top grossing film of the year, The Sting, The Exorcist, American Graffiti. Top 5 singles, Tie a Yellow Ribbon, Bad Bad Leroy Brown, Killing Me Softly, Let's Get It On, My Love. Miami Dolphins won the Super Bowl that year. Oakland Athletics won the World Series. New York Knicks won the NBA Finals. Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup. Jack Nicklaus was the PGA money leader. Secretariat won the horse race Triple Crown. Also in 1973, first handheld mobile phone was made by a Motorola engineer. So all of that stuff from 50 years ago. Thanks for listening to The List. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Our quote today is from Lawrence Ferlinghetti. I don't know. I probably got all of that wrong.
You nailed
Ferlinghetti? Lawrence? Anybody? Okay. He said, if you're too open-minded, your brains will fall out. Well, let's not have that happen because I wouldn't know what to do. Would you use tongs to pick them back up? I don't know. That would just be messy. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I love this story. Police officers' timely intervention saves a dog from floodwaters. So an officer in Greenville, in North Carolina, emerged as a true hero when he rescued a pit bull from the brink of disaster during an onslaught of a tropical storm. So, according to the official report from the police department, the dog was perilously, how do you say that?
Perilously.
That's what it is. Close to drowning while tied to a fence in the torrential rains.
Gosh.
Yeah, as seen in the video, you can see this on our show notes page. Officer B. Schultz arrived just in time to free the dog and carry the dog to safety. In a heartfelt Facebook post, the police department expressed their gratitude to the anonymous Good Samaritan who reported the situation. So somebody reached out and said, hey, there's a dog tied to this fence.
Why would they do that instead of just helping the dog?
I don't know. And maybe it was because the dog was, in their mind scary, and they're like, I don't want to go over there. I'm sure the dog was afraid. Anyway, they said, thank you for doing that. They got there and helped the pit bull. They said without that call, by the way, the survival would have been
it would not have made it. No.
The dog, a small pit bull, was tied to a fence and was just inches from drowning. He's safe now in protective service. We'll be concluding a follow-up investigation. They say, thank you to the Good Samaritan who called in. Without you, he would probably not be alive, the department wrote in their post. And also a big thank you to the officer whose heroic efforts rescued this dog, and now the dog is safe. So there you go. That is just kind of crazy that they would have left the dog chained to the fence in the water like that.
That's so cruel.
I don't know if they were gone and this all happened quickly. I'm not sure what happened, but time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.